Hello, everyone. It is Color Cube Day number 4. I'm Danae. Welcome to my art room. I'm so glad you've decided to join me today. I am slowly painting through all of the Color Cube palette suggestions, and today I have this beautiful blue palette with yellow and green. So, these are the colors, the suggested colors. So for my dark blue, I have Payne's gray, which will be very dark, even more than this end. For steel blue, I have this primary blue. I think it's a nice match. It really is a good match for dark blue, but we're going with steel blue. For sky blue, I have deep water, which is a really nice light. This is more of a baby blue. This tends a tiny bit towards turquoise, but we're going to make it work. For amber, I have yellow ochre. I feel like I've used yellow ochre in every single one of these so far. So this will be number 4. And for hunter green, I have olive green. I think it's a pretty good close match. So, all right. If this is interesting to you, then stick around. I'm going to do an abstract painting today. And yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Today I'm working in my Stonehenge 7 by 7 inch 250 GSM pad. I like this size. I like this paper. And I have my palette set out here plus white. And I'm going to just start with some pencil and some mark making and see what happens. I really love abstract art. I took some art classes in junior high and in high school, and they were art classes where we were learning to draw fruit and different shapes and shadows, and it's very realistic, and I never enjoyed it. And about 10 years ago, I started painting abstract and I fell in love. I just love the random chaoticness of abstract art. So I'm very happy to be painting abstract. I think that there's all kinds of beautiful art in this world, and abstract is one of those expressions of art that's beautiful. So I started off with Stabilo Woodies, and those are water soluble. So you saw me just with water on my paintbrush, and I spread the colors out and made them a little sloppy and just looks a little bit more like a watercolor. So now I'm coming in with my acrylic paint. And when I do an abstract painting, I don't really have an end goal in mind. I just like to see what the colors do when I put them on the paper. I love to layer. I love at the end of a painting to be able to look back and see through the painting to some of those layers that are, mostly hidden by the end, but contributed to the process of creating that painting. It took me a long time to really feel comfortable doing an abstract painting. I mean, and now here I am, you know, putting myself out there for the public, for you to watch. And you could hate it, you could love it, but you could hate it. And it's, for me, kind of a vote of confidence that I really have learned that I love this type of painting. So don't be afraid of your art. I've said that in some previous videos, and I just think it's a really important message for artists of all kind, professional artists, amateur artists, recreational artists. Don't be afraid of your art. It's coming from a place of creativity, and it's something inside of you. So enjoy that process, and enjoy the ride that your painting takes you on. So while I didn't have an idea when I set out, about here, I start thinking of this as maybe not a landscape, but as something nature. The green looking to me like foliage, the blue representing water. And while I stay very abstract, um, I do find that I start now, for sure, I'm kind of on a journey of discovering nature. And I was smacking that color shaper with the white paint down because it left texture where it hit, which I thought was really interesting. So I'm still not going to make an absolute representation of nature, but I am feeling like this is something outdoors. And I'm still going to let my intuition and my feelings kind of guide where I'm going. I have yet to use that yellow, and there's a lot of blue and green on my painting. And as you know, yellow mixed with green makes a green, and yellow mixed with blue makes a green. So I added the white because I didn't want that yellow to mix into green. So I put the white down so that the yellow would stand out on top of it. Yellow ochre is not one of my favorite colors to paint with, but I try very often to paint with it. So I'm getting better. I feel like I'm getting better. I love yellow, to look at yellow, but for some reason it scares me when I paint with it. And I usually end up painting out any yellow I paint in. So here I'm exaggerating now some of those shadows. I'm definitely leaning into my nature scene as I'm adding the color here. That dark Payne's gray is a really nice color for depth, for the idea of shadows or things maybe that are far away. And then I'm adding a lot of white to bring a really light color forward, to add a little bit of a highlight. And it's just layers and layers, layers upon layers. Every layer is important in the painting. There's no layer that doesn't have a valid reason for being in a painting. So you're not covering anything up, you're just adding. So here I come in, now I'm thinking this is sky. It's maybe a little too literal with the light blue, but I really like that dark shape that's up at the top, kind of in the middle. And so I wanted a light color to really highlight that dark shape. And now I'm just adding more shadow and depth into that shape. This turned into a really fun painting to do. Again, it's not meant to be a literal interpretation of anything. It's an abstract, it's colorful, but I love it because you can look at this and you can decide what it is that you're seeing. I just love abstract art so much, you guys. So while I painted, I put this, this is obviously fast. So here in a minute, I'm going to go back to me talking at the moment, and I'll finish the voiceover part. All right. I think I'm going to call this one done. This is a style of painting I used to do many years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. I used to do a lot of this type of painting using the palette knife and lots of layers of paint, but it's been a long time since I've done it. So it was kind of fun to see this come out and see what was created. The beautiful thing about this type of painting is you can let your imagination wander through and kind of decide what it is that you're seeing. This might be a canyon and a river and a mountain, or these could be a valley of flowers, or it could be a town, on a hill and an island in the distance. Like you can let your imagination wander as you look, especially from far away. Up close, you can see all the details and the individual strokes and the individual marks, which is really interesting and cool. And then from far away, you can let your eye decide what it is that you're seeing. And it's a fun way to paint. And like I said, I haven't done this in a long time, actually. So it was kind of fun to revisit it. Let's see how well I did with our palette. I think it's all right. I think it's a good job. We've got all of the colors represented, and yeah, I think it's a good one. All right. Well, thanks for joining me today. Next time will be color cube number 5, which is this gorgeous palette. And I love the inspiration picture of the flowers. All of these colors are very dark, so yeah, it will be interesting. All right, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. And if you enjoyed this video, stick around and check out some of my other videos. You might like them as well. Feel free to like, to subscribe, to leave a comment, and if you ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. All right, bye!